Hello, my name is Rene Jacob. I am a filmmaker from Germany. Let's assume you have written a fantastic screenplay and you really want to make this movie, but your producer can't really imagine how your film will look like. Okay, you can describe the scenes with flowery words, but would it be not better if you can already show one or several scenes of the story right after you finish the script? Let's assume you have a complicated action sequence during your story. Such a scene must be planned exactly to waste no money. Therefore, pre-visualization in real-time 3D is the best solution you can choose. Real-Illusion software iClone is the perfect tool for pre-visualization of your planned film scenes. In this video, I'm gonna show you how this works. Welcome to my tutorial about the Previz. I did choose a scene from the remake of the classic horror film Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In this scene, Leatherface hunts the female lead actress Jessica Biel, and at the end, Jessica attacks Leatherface. A very dramatic scene. Okay, so the first thing we do, we create a room where the action takes place. You have several options to create a room. You can go to Real-Illusion's content store and buy the assets you need. Here you will find sets for almost every genre. If you don't find what you need, you can also go to the marketplace. There's a lot of content here made by the iClone community, like this lab or this dungeon creation system. So now we start with our room. First we need to set the floor. We go to the Set tab and choose 3D blocks, and then we go to Wall and Floor. Just drag and drop the floor in the main window. You can change the size with the Scale button or just push R to scale the floor. Then we need a wall. Let's take this one with the entrance. Drag and drop again. A normal wall. And I want another wall on the opposite side of this entrance. I could just drag and drop another wall from the pull down menu, but there is a quicker way. Just copy this wall, click on the wall, press W for move, hold down the control key and move the wall. Now you have a copy. Now it's time to get the wall textured. iClone provides some standard textures, but you will need more if you want to create convincing scenes. At the content store, you will find a good library of textures called Total Materials, and you can buy them separately or the whole package. If you do so, you won't need any other texture in most cases. Okay, back to iClone. Click on the tab Media and then Materials. Here you will find all the materials you have. I go to Age and Stressed and I choose this one. As always, it's simple drag and drop. Now the wall has a texture, but we need to do some changes to get a realistic look. On the right side, you find the Modify panel. Let's scroll down first. And the first thing we do is to click on Affect All Channels. Every texture has separate channels like diffuse, bump or specular channel. If you change anything now, every channel of the texture will change too. Okay, this looks better, but the bricks are really big now. That doesn't look natural. So this can be changed with the tiling numbers here. This is always a try and error procedure, but after a few tries you will get a good result. Now I want to texture the next one. I want the same texture as I used before, so I click on this paint button and the cursor changed to this paint bucket. You may know this from Photoshop. Then just click on the next wall and the texture will be copied to the new wall with all the properties we made before. Okay, this looks fine now. And this is how it looks like when the room is finished. It doesn't really take much time to create such a room. Props can also be made with simple 3D blocks. Here you can see some props I created for this project. They have one thing in common, a simple geometry. So if you need more sophisticated props, the content store and the marketplace offer a lot of props for every need, but you're not forced to go there. You can use 3D model libraries like Google's 3D warehouse. Here you can find thousands of 3D models which are free to use. Okay, I'm still looking for a good neon tube, so let's search. This one looks good. Just save the 3D model wherever you want. To import this Google Sketch 3D model into iClone, you will need another software from Reolution. It's called 3D Exchange Pro. Now we load our nanotube, and here it is. The model looks good, but there are no textures. You can map the textures right here in 3D Exchange or do it later in iClone. Okay, I will map this model here in 3D Exchange. Before we can texture this nanotube, we have to group these submodels you can see in the scene tree over here. Just mark the submodels which belong together and then click on Make a subprop. Now they are grouped. The model is now prepared for texturing. Okay, let's mark the base of the nanotube, and now we just load a material from our library. As you can see on the right side, we have the same tools as iClone has to correct the texture maps. Okay, just one more thing, the tube needs to glow. That's an easy thing to do. Just double click on the glow texture icon and load a glow texture which iClone has to offer. I take this blue one and now there's bright light. Now it's time to save our model. Click on File and then Export and then just click OK and our nanotube is now ready for iClone. Okay, back to iClone. You can find the nanotube under Set, Props, and then just click here on the tab Custom. Here we are, our new prop is ready to use. Okay, back to our finished room. It is really easy to fill the room with props. Just search the content manager and drag and drop all the props you might like. You can create a full decorated set within a few hours. And here we have our room with all the props we need. It took me about 8 hours to create this. This looks rather good. As you can see, the set design is ready now. So we need to create and animate the required characters. Namely, these both here. Okay, they look a bit stiff, but we're gonna change this now. Our set is finished. Now we need to create our characters. There are two choices. First, you can use iClone's standard characters. Here they are, Chuck and Gwen. If no special character is required, you can use them right away. This will save you some time. And of course, you can buy any character at the content store or marketplace. You can even import their characters via 3D Exchange if you have installed the required plugins. But what if the producer tells you that he wants to see the lead actress in your previous video? This can be arranged. First, we need a high quality picture of her face. In any case, Google Picture Search is your friend. And there is a good picture, no shadows on the face, and she almost looks in the camera. That's a good choice. Okay, back to Gwen. Now we create our custom face. Click on the tab Head and then Load Image. Okay. Now we have to adjust the facial boundary. The goal is to fit the texture on the 3D head. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect right now, but you should get close to it. You can check the result on the left side. There's a preview of the new face. If you're satisfied, click Next. Now you can move and rotate a virtual 3D face to match the position with your texture. The next step is really important. Here you can adjust the feature points and the contour of your new face. This needs to be done carefully. If the front side is finished, just click on Edit Side. Look at those two vertical lines here. These lines show you the size of the blending border between the front and the side facial texture. Move them until every part of the front texture you don't need is gone. Then we just need to save the face. Now Gwyn has a new face. As you can see, Gwyn needs new eyes. No problem, just click the tab Eye and choose a pair. You can also adjust the body proportions of your avatar. Click Actor, then Avatar, and on the Modify panel you will find the button Avatar Proportion. Just click on the body parts you want to change and try it out. If you're satisfied, just close the window. Now we want to change the costume. There is a good tool for that, Clone Clove. You can buy it at the content store. This works really easy. You have several bases you can put on the avatar. Each base can be mapped with a proper costume texture. First we go to Actor, click on Upper Body and then Clone Clove for Gwyn. Let's choose the upper shirt base. Double click that. Then go to Material and choose the right upper texture. Now we have a new shirt on our avatar. Just do the same steps with the lower body and the shoes. Now the character creation is finished, it's time to get them animated. Back to our finished room. I did a special lighting so you have a better view on the animations. First we load our Leatherface avatar and drop him where we want to start the animation. The easiest way to animate a character is to use predefined motions. iClone provides a lot of motions, but you can increase the variety with motions from the content store. You can also import foreign motions via 3D Exchange. For now we use the motions from the classic horror pack. Select the avatar and then go to the animation tab and then to motion. You can choose your desired motion in the content manager. I will take this walk motion, just double click it and the motion will apply. As you can see, Leatherface walks, but he stays on the spot. Let's change this. I open the timeline and click on the tab Transform and Motion. This grey rectangle is our applied motion. First we need to extend our animation. This can be achieved with this loop button. Click the motion and then the loop button. Drag the motion as long as you need it and then click the loop button again to leave the loop mode. Now we need to move Leatherface to his next position. In the timeline you can see the Transform tab. At the beginning you can see a key. This key determines the starting position. We just set up a new key around 8 seconds and then we move Leatherface right in front of this entrance. So let's play the animation. Now he's walking. Okay, after 8 seconds Leatherface should stop walking, but he doesn't. First we load a walk to stop animation. Go to the first frame of the animation and watch the position of the feet. Now we go back to the position where the avatar should stop and look for the same foot position. If you have found it, right click the motion and choose Break from the context menu. This operation will split the animation on the position of the cursor. Delete the walk animation after the break and drag the stop motion right to the walk motion. Now the avatar stops where I want it. Okay, Leatherface is walking now, but he needs to search for his victim. We need to alter the animation to make the avatar search for his prey. In the Modify panel, there is the right tool for that, the Edit Motion layer. With this tool, you can do animations via keyframes. First, we go to the timeline and click on the Motion Layer tab. We create two new keys. Then we click on the last key and switch to the Edit Motion Layer tool. The goal is to make Leatherface look around. Just click on the chest and press E for rotate and rotate the chest a bit. Then click on the head and rotate the head as well. Copy the key 2 times and left the last key marked. Now we rotate the chest and the head in the opposite direction. Copy the last key again and let's watch it. Now Leatherface is looking around. If you are finished with the alteration of the animation, just copy the first key of the Motion Layer tab and put it behind your last key. This makes sure your avatar will go back to his standard position. So let's watch the final result. Let's get to the most important part, the facial animation. This is important to express emotions and feelings. Our lead actress is hiding in this locker and Leatherface is hunting her, so she's really scared. I already did the body animation, so we can start with the facial animation right away. To open the facial animation tool, just click on the tab Animation, Facial Animation and then on the Modify on Puppet. This tool allows you to puppeteer the face of your avatar. Load the Gwyn face profile, then look at his face. The colored areas are ready to animate. Just mark the parts of the face you want to animate. Then click on Preview, press space and then you can move the mouse. You can see how the face is changing depending on how far I move the mouse. Then I just need to record the animation. Go to the beginning of the timeline, press record and move your mouse like you want it. If you want to see the recorded animation, at the timeline you find the Face tab. Click it and there is your animation. Now I mark the chin to animate the mouth movement and record again. After that, I will animate the eyebrows and the eyes. Okay, let's play the animation. Now you can imagine this girl is in fear. But I want to enhance my animation. And to achieve this, the Face Key tool is the right thing to do it. It works like the Edit Motion layer and it will be animated via keyframes. Let's go to the position where the girl is leaning forward. Create 2 keys in the facial layer timeline. Leave the last key marked, then go to the Face Key tool and choose Detail. Make sure that the option Mirror is activated. Now we can enhance the expression of the face by clicking on these blue dots. The dots will change to red, this means they can be animated now. Okay, I hold my left mouse button and push my mouse. You can see how parts of the face changing. She's really afraid now, mission accomplished. If you have pre-recorded dialogue in your scene, you can simply add the lines to your avatar. Just click on Animation, then Facial Animation. In the Modify panel you find the tab Import Voice. Just load the sound file and your avatar will speak.
Look who's watching the mirror now.
If you want to edit the dialogue animation, just click on the tab Face in the timeline. There you can see your sound file. Click on Retheme, Then you can see the waveform and those lip sync signs. If you double click them, you can change or delete any sign which the system did not understand correctly. Okay, I'm finished now and let's play this.
Look who's watching the mirror now.
I just wanted...
It's okay. You look handsome.
The virtual cameras on iClone are very powerful. You can pan or tilt them, you can zoom from wide to very close, you even can imitate a dolly shot by using a path as a dolly track. You just need to link the camera to the path. Click Dolly Cam in the Scene Manager, go to the Modify panel and click Pick Path. Then choose the path and the camera will be linked. Moving the camera along the path is very easy. Just scroll forward 20 seconds and change the position of the camera from 0 to 100. To make the camera focusing the actor, just click on Pick Target and choose the head of the avatar. You see? Very simple. Okay, let's set up the cameras for our scene. Let's start with the POV shot from Leatherface. Okay, let's put our first camera in the scene. Click the tab Stage and then Camera. In the Modify panel you find this Add button. Click it. Now we have a camera in the scene. You can see it in the Scene Manager. Let's rename it to POV. Switch back to Preview Camera and zoom a little bit out, and here it is, our first camera. Now we move this camera right to the head of Leatherface. The camera should see what the avatar sees. If the position is right, go to the Modified panel, right here to Linkage and click Pick Parent. Then choose the head of Leatherface. Now the POV camera is linked with the head of the avatar. So let's watch it. Okay, very shaky. So next camera, now I want the wide shot. I want to animate this camera. Go to the timeline and select Camera, click on the tab Transform. Then we scroll through the timeline until Leatherface is about in this position. Here we add the key. Then we scroll to 11 seconds and add another key. Now we move the camera until we see Leatherface again. Let's watch. The camera follows the avatar, but the movement isn't smooth. To correct this, we have to mark the two transform keys, right click them and then we choose Transition Curve, ease in and out. We play again and the movement of our camera is smooth. Okay, another camera. This one should be close to the girl. Let's take a look on the Modify panel. There you can change the lens of the camera. You can use predefined lenses or change it infinitely. I want her face really close to the cam, so I will choose 105 mm. As you can see, I added a few more cameras to the scene. Now I want to edit the shots by using the camera switcher. Just click on the timeline to load the project tab. Here you can find the switcher timeline. Right click the first frame and choose Camera List. Now you can see a list of all cameras. Let's choose the POV cam to be our first shot. Then we scroll forward until we reach 4 seconds. Now right click the switcher timeline again and choose the cam wide shot. Okay, we are finished now. Let's watch it. To watch the edit, just click here on camera switch. Some edits seem not right. No problem, you can move the edit points on the switcher timeline to get your edit right. The camera switcher is the right tool if you don't have much time, but it has its disadvantages. I prefer to render every single camera like you would do it in the real shooting. You can import every camera shot in your preferred editing software and make the edit of the scene there. This is a real advantage because you can try out different edits. You won't have this freedom if you render the film with the camera switcher edit. iClone provides 3 different light types. First, there is the directional light. This light can be used as a virtual sun because it brightens the whole scene. Directional lights can produce real-time shadows. Spotlights have a limited range, but they also can produce shadows. Spotlights can be used to brighten certain spots of the scene. Point lights shine in every direction, and they can't produce any shadows. So you can use them as additional lights if some spots in the scene are too dark. So the maximum number of lights are 8 lights. 4 spot or directional lights and 4 point lights. Here I used every light to get the lighting done. Okay, in the scene there are 3 neon tubes. Every tube has a spotlight and an additional point light. Lights can be moved and rotated like any other object, so it is very easy to place them in the scene. At the Modify panel you can change the conditions of the light. The multiplier determines how strong the light shines. You can change the color, the range of lighting, the fall off and the angle if you use a spotlight. It's not so easy to get the lighting right, but with a bit of practice it will be no problem. So now we are finished. I only scratched the surface with this little tutorial. There is a lot more you can do with iClone. There are a lot of tutorials you can watch. Just go to the training website from Reallusion or check out the official forum. There you will find more information. So that's it, we are ready. Everything is animated and we have our desired lighting. Now I really want to see the scene, however, in direct comparison with the original film scene. Have fun watching this and goodbye. I gotta go.